Hello, hello, hello. Good to see everybody in here tonight. Hey, Danny Lynn, legendary. You are number one. Number one. Hey, yeah, PG. Much love and prayers for you and your family. Oh, we appreciate that, girl. Prayers for you and yours as well. God bless. Prayers for summer. Prayers for little summer. Hey, Kaylee. Number two. Good evening, Prayer Garden. Good evening to you, girl. Good evening to you. God bless. Amen. Justice for summer. Absolutely. And Teddy, you number three. Hello, PG. Hello, hello, hello to you. Purple hearts for summer. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, you guys. God bless you. And let me see. Number four is Stephanie. For summer. God bless. Some reason. All right, there it goes. Some reason wasn't wanting to get in there. I don't know. Absolutely. Prayers for all the missing children. Amen. Oh, West Virginia Rainbow. Prayers, Mama PG and family. Hey, prayer to you and yours. God bless. Prayers for Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Amen. Hey, Leslie. Good to see you. Okay, can y'all hear me better now? Can you hear me better? Yes? Yes? I hope so. I hope you guys can hear me better now. Aw, summer. Prayers for you all. Aw, that is beautiful. Brat. Good evening, PG. Much love. God bless. Summer Moon, Utah Wells, everyone in chat. Miss Norway, love and prayers to us all. God bless. Stephanie, justice for summer. Absolutely right. And I think, not for sure, but I'm pretty sure, Donnie Candace Freight is coming, and it's coming quick, right? It's speeding up on them right now. They know it. Hey, Lisa. Leslie, how you doing, sweetie? I'm trying to get to the bottom, you guys. Hey, C. There's for love, Patty Allen. Lovely London. How you doing, sweetie? Good to see you in here tonight. Hey, Karen. Don't want to miss you, girl. I'm heading to the bottom. Oh, that's beautiful. Hey, there's our Dartmouth. Molly. Hello, hello, hello. Linda, Caroline. I'm trying to give everybody a shout out tonight. Hey, Beth. Hillbilly. 9575. Good to see you. Oh, absolutely, Brat. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Oh, that's beautiful. Summer. I can still barely hear you. tidbit. Tidbit 2. I don't know. I ain't got no answers for why that happens. Ain't sure. Okay, something's going on. Okay, can you hear me now? Let me move this a little bit. Can you hear me now? Is this better? Is that better, you guys? Now can you hear me? Am I coming in clear? Yeah. Okay, I hear you. Okay, hear you. All right. Okay, fixed it. Got it fixed. All right, I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys letting me know when I'm having technical difficulties. I seem to have them quite often, right? Story of my life. Hey, Kitty, how you doing tonight, sweetie? Good to see you. Yeah. Okay. Um, let's get started. Let's get started, you guys. Um, all right. Sorry, you guys. Whoopi says, now I can hear you. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to come in tonight and just talk a little bit about, um, well, a little bit about being over at Ernie's last night, right? That was like, whoa. Like, what the helly? Um, we had, we had this pop up, right? We had this right here pop up over there. And, she was talking some stuff about, I may have her shorts. You need to come by. She's talking to Ernie. Last time I say this, uh, Summer's Ernie, right? I'm like, whoa. And, I'm not sure what she's hiding under that hat, but I don't think it's a brain. I don't know. You know, I want to tell you something. I think she's going down a rabbit hole, right? I think she's going down some type of rabbit hole. But anyway, I can say this. Can you guys still hear me? Who is that? It's somebody named M9. She calls herself M9. And she says she lives in South Carolina, right? She lives over in South Carolina. And she was saying some weird stuff about, she was saying a bunch of weird stuff about having summers. First, quote her, she said, I didn't say I have summer shorts. I said I found a pair of children's shorts in her shed, after Ernie was there. That's what she said. That's her words. Then she comes back and says, I may have her shorts, talking about summer shorts. And then she says they're gray corduroys, right? Gray corduroys. I'm like, those shorts weren't corduroy. Those shorts were made out of regular material, just everyday spandex material, right? It was basically a little pair of like spandex shorts with a top and jacket that went to them. And so I don't know. They certainly wasn't corduroy, so she's got a pair of children's gray corduroy shorts, they definitely can't be Summers. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, and she was kind of, like insinuating, but isn't that's where Grandis took Jose? Grandis took Jose over to South Carolina. She dropped Jose off and at an ex-girlfriend's house in South Carolina. Um, I don't know. I have no idea. So, um, I don't know, you guys. What do you think? Maybe she was talking shorts that were hers after she went missing, not the clothes she went missing in. Chillbilly got, or Chillbilly, um, Jose got kicked out of Don and Candace. Chillbilly got kicked out of there too, right? When he was up there being the gatekeeper. He was up there he was being the lawn man, right? Up there mowing the grass and running all over the place and um, seeing what he could see. Anyhow, um, yeah, he got rolled off the hill too. Chillbilly did. But Jose got ran off the hill as well. Grandis took him to South Carolina to an ex-girlfriend's house, and I'm wondering if this woman right here is the ex-girlfriend. Because there could have been a pair of summer shorts in Jose's stuff because he had to pack it up fast, right? And some of the kids' clothes could have gotten in with his clothes. Hell, some of Candace's or Grandis's or Donald's clothes could have got in with his clothes. I don't know. That happens. That happens when people live together and, you know, they go to move and, you know, and they're calling you up saying, hey, I got your shirt, or hey, I got your blue jeans, or I got your jacket. I don't know how it got in my stuff, but it's here. You need to come get it, or I'll bring it by, you know. So when you're moving out of a place, stuff gets, you know, intertwined like that. And it's easy to either take or get tooken your stuff, especially when it comes to laundry, right? I have no idea what the fuck that sound is, but it is what it is. Hey, I appreciate that, Tibbet. I appreciate that. God bless. Oh yeah, Chillbilly definitely. I believe that, Aunt Sherry. I believe that Chillbilly does care about these missing kids. I believe this little girl cares about missing kids. You know, I mean, like, um, the general population cares about society and what's going on in society. Ernie is going to. Nobody's opening the grave. Ernie's going to get a professional that to go in and go down beside it. They're going to go down beside the grave and 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 then you know, what they can what they can find underneath the coffin to see if there's any if there's a tote down in there, it'll show. If there's if there is like if there was a body underneath, underneath that dirt under the coffin, it'll show. And foreign objects, anything foreign will show up underneath the grave. It's like it's kind of like a you know it's like a it's kind of like an ultrasound type, type thing that you know shows images. It'll show images and spaces, and if she's there, she's going to be found. Absolutely, no doubt. And I truly believe that's what Candace and them are worried about. Now, I don't know who this lady is, and I don't know, what her malfunctions are, and I have no idea, I would like to talk to her. I would like, I would like the opportunity to ask this woman some questions. I would like the opportunity you know, to speak with her. Um, she don't seem to have a problem jumping up on panels. She was over there up on Ernie's panel, um, and she don't seem to have a problem with jumping up here and talking. And I would like to talk to her. I would like to question her about Jose. I would like to question her about Don and Candace. I would like to question her about. She said she's only been out here since 2022. Summer came up missing 2021. Now I don't know if she knew about the case from day one and just didn't show up out here till 2022, or you know if or if she didn't know about it until 2022 and that's when she joined all of this. But if she didn't come into it until 2022, then you know she ain't got nothing anyway. She ain't got nothing anyway. Because hell, that's a year. That's a whole year too late. Okay, Aunt Sherry, I'm bringing you up.
Yeah,
What's?
I'm not an evil person. PG.
Oh no,
I,
you ain't evil. Who said you're evil?
oh, nobody.
You
just
just
some,
feeling it.
just some people call me names and stuff. So,
I'll
but
tell
I
you
don't
what.
care.
It ain't what they call you. It's what you answer to that counts.
Yeah, you know what? I'd say, Dad, so and so called me a name. He said, well, is it true? I said, no. He said, then forget about it. Go.
That's right.
Forget about it. If it's not true, then don't worry about it.
Amen.
Anyway, some people just like to give me a hard time. And that's okay. I can handle a hard time. I'm not easily intimidated. I'm one of these people that can come up here without any
Hey,
reservation because I'm used to being in the
you're you're
public eye, and
you're
speaking
singing
to.
to the choir, Sherry. You're singing to the
Yeah, and I
choir.
did that too. I
We
sang in
we
the
all
choir
have hard
too.
times, baby. Every human has hard times, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Some have harder times. I mean, you know,
Mine are physical.
I
Uh,
find I find that I find when you think you're having hard times, you find somebody who's having a hell of a
yeah,
lot harder than you.
that's
You
right.
know,
No
you ain't
complaint.
you ain't got nothing to cry about. And there's
Right.
probably somebody having it harder than them. And
Yes. And I do
so
know somebody that is, and I ask for prayer from your whole chat. Jinkies. I don't know how much you know about Jinkies, but she has stage 4 cancer, kidney
who?
cancer. Jinkies. Jinkies.
Oh, Jinkies, yeah.
She has stage 4 renal cancer.
I heard that they're. I heard
It's
that's
been in
terrible.
her it's been in her brain, it's in her lungs. It's metastasized, and so they're doing their very best is to shrink all those tumors. But I'm like this: go to the source. The kidney's the source of why it's metastasizing. So take the kidney out first. But then she's got this huge thing about that big on her ovary. How
Oh
can anybody?
wow,
I'm serious. She's
wow.
having a hard time, guys, and I wouldn't ask you for prayer,
How
but she
does
needs it.
how did the doctors miss all of that?
They didn't miss it. She had these lumps come up on her head, one right here on the mastoid bone above her ear, and then she had one in the back. Well, they did radiation treatments on that.
Right?
Yeah, they had to put her head in a cage, just like they did Christine. You can't move. You got to lie there 45 minutes straight. And they have to zap, 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 zap that tumor over and over until. And so those tumors, they've just about gone down. But when you get tumors in your brain, that's a pretty serious thing. And I love Jinkies. I love Daisy. I love you. I don't want anything to happen to any of us at all.
Yeah, I heard that.
You know?
I heard that, girl.
I know. I want to know how little man is, then we can talk about the case at hand.
Uh,
Because I don't mind discussing that either.
little man's doing good.
Is
Sleeping,
he? Bet
sleeping.
he's growing like crazy.
Oh, and
Eating, eating like crazy.
I'm gonna tell you, he's a little guy. He is actually a little guy,
Oh,
and
is he?
yeah, heavy. He's heavy. He's all muscle, but
That's
he's a
some boys
little.
are born that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, when they talk about bouncing baby boys, he's definitely a bouncing one.
I love baby boys. I help raise most of my nephews.
And I'll tell you, I love all babies.
I
I
do
love all
too.
babies, little
I
girls,
love all
boys.
babies.
I think children.
Babies, they're God's greatest gift to me.
Amen. They are. Children are the greatest gift to humans.
Yeah,
But
that's why it just tears our hearts
about
apart
summer,
about these things we have to witness and see
right?
and read about and research.
Right? Exactly. You know, I don't think there's anything harder in this world than to have to go out there and do something that people deserve to be done like that. That's probably one of the hardest things. And old people, you know, I
Yeah,
mean,
people like
children and old people don't do nothing to nobody,
I know,
but
but
they're
people
preyed on. But
people attack me all the time. I'm 70 years old now. What the hell are you doing? Really? You really want to do that?
you know, I be honest with you, Sherry. If
They
people
say
really
terrible
if people
things.
really loved you and they really cared about you, they couldn't attack you like that. They couldn't, they wouldn't want to upset you. They wouldn't want to, you
Oh, I
know.
know. No, but only just a couple of people do that on the entire YouTube streets. Only a couple.
I'm gonna
And
tell.
I pray for them. I pray for them because you must be hurt awfully bad to want to hurt somebody like me.
Well, there's a lot of people that have to be mean to other people to feel better about themselves.
I
There's a
just
lot
don't,
of
I don't
people out
get
there.
that. I don't get that. I can't.
I don't get it either. But you know what? Um, the Lord opened my eyes to it. He
Of course, yes. Now, may I ask a question? Who is this lady with the big blue eyes? And what does she have to do with Summer's case? I see the thing about her shorts. And why would this lady have her shorts? Anyway, I'm just asking your opinion. It doesn't have to, uh, PG, can you hear me? Oh, I'm sorry. She might be tending to the baby. And I wouldn't stop anybody from taking care of their baby. Nobody. All these people make fun of PG about having a baby. That infuriated me. I don't know why I look foggy. I have no idea. I don't have any idea. Hey, has something to do with the lighting. I don't know. It's where I usually sit. Little man must need some attention. I mean, PG came on earlier than she usually does, and he's probably his schedule's just a little bit off, and they could tell. Trust me, they could tell. 30 minutes difference. They could tell. Just like mamas could tell their baby's cries. Is this a whitey cry because I need attention, or is this because I'm wet, or or is this because I'm hungry, or do I just want somebody to hold me cry? Mamas they learn the baby's cries. In the animal world, mamas know their babies by their smell. Their smell. Don't baby smell good? Don't you just love the smell of a little baby? Oh my gosh. All fresh and clean and powdered and oh they're just there's nothing like it. PG, you want me to leave, honey? Or you want me to leave, hun?
Girl, if you would have left, you were the only one up here by yourself. I booted my own ass.
Well, I was
I
just
booted
talking to them.
myself.
I was just talking to them about babies.
You were left up here to run the
Did
show.
It doesn't bother me at all. It really doesn't. I'm probably one of the few people on YouTube that doesn't bother me to come up to anybody's channel.
Well, I appreciate you being up here and keeping everybody busy while I was trying to
we
find my
just,
way back
I was
home.
just talking about babies. I was just talking about babies and how much I love babies and why and how good they smell and how they're the greatest gift. And I was just talking about babies because
Uh,
I figured you were taking care of your little man.
they don't smell good all the time.
Oh, I know.
They don't smell good all the
No, I've
time.
changed quite a few diapers. I know.
I tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Where are those baby wipes? Hand me. I need the whole box.
The little man goes through his share of baby wipes.
I know.
That's for sure.
Is he on any kind of a semi-solid rice formula or anything yet?
I know, no. Um,
Probably won't be long though.
Little man don't like baby food. He doesn't care for it at all.
So what do you give him?
Um, like he likes like human food. He likes like mashed potatoes, gravy, a little bit of mashed potatoes, some gravy.
Well, of course
Um,
he would, and I would too.
you know,
You
he
know what
like
my dad, you know what my grandfather did? My mother put a stop to it. he would chew the food. And this is the way they used to do it now.
Ew.
I grew up in the southern Appalachians. He would chew the food and put it in my mouth like a baby bird.
Wow.
And my mother got she got kind of upset about that. She said, "That's not hygienic. I don't want you to feed her like that anymore."
Right?
But it didn't hurt me. He'd been
No.
doing it all. She just happened to catch it.
No. Like, like I'll use the blender and blend up,
That's
I
great.
like, yeah, and I make, like peaches
That's what I
and,
was just getting ready to say. Peaches and
stuff like that.
yeah,
I'll blend it real, like soupy.
and yeah, they can have.
Yeah.
You can cook beans and stuff and smash them until they can eat
Yeah.
that. They can eat just about anything as long as it's easy to swallow at that
Right.
age.
You have to make, you have to add a little more, you know, milk in the mashed potatoes for him and,
Oh yeah,
make them thinner and stuff. But
right.
he likes human food. He don't like baby.
Okay, are we gonna get back to this case or not?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna turn my camera off because, well, you know why.
Ah, human food. Human food ain't baby food. Trust me.
I
I
don't
got
blame him.
I
I'd
got
rather have mashed potatoes too,
I
and
got
a few bites of gravy than to have.
I thought baby food probably was, might have changed, might have changed since my kids were babies, my older ones. But I'm gonna tell you something. It's still awful. Trust me. Um,
Diapers or oh,
yeah, I thought I was gonna be smart. Try to feed little man some, and he didn't want it. And I said, I thought I was gonna be smart and say, "Oh, look, mommy will have a bite," and ooh, no, mommy won't. I mean, I had to run to the sink. That stuff is horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. I'm like, yeah. Little man thought that was funny too.
yeah. I'm sorry, but that
So
is
did
funny.
my husband.
I think I think it's perfectly fine to give them human food. They're humans.
Right? I mean, if he likes it, I'm going to give it to him.
Yeah,
You know?
smash English peas up and give it to him. I mean, you know.
I'm going to
Uh,
tell you something. He loves he loves like whipped toppings and the cream that comes inside of, like, the cream horns and stuff.
yes.
He loves stuff like that.
Will he
Pudding.
will he eat yogurt?
I haven't tried that. I don't know. I haven't tried to give him no yogurt.
I
Hmm.
just wondered.
Haven't tried that. I don't know. I don't like yogurt. I won't eat it. I don't like it. I think it tastes like clabbered milk.
I
But
like I
he
like it.
might. I don't know. And I hate cottage cheese. I don't
I
like
love
cottage
cottage
cheese.
cheese.
Yeah,
Love buttermilk.
and horseradish. That horseradish sauce. Oh, I no, no, thank you.
That's what I say. No, thank you to that.
Hey, see, Paige, I appreciate that. Molly,
Okay,
chocolate.
let's get back to the case because
Absolutely.
I've
Let's
gotten you off track.
It's okay, Sherry. Don't worry about it, huh? God takes us in another direction. It's just the way it's supposed to be. You
Yeah,
know,
he told me to come up.
obviously,
He
yeah,
suggested I come up here, and you know why?
right,
Because I need to show up every now and then.
right,
Because I have said this repeatedly that you have never veered from your purpose since you started, which was find a summer moon Utah wells, and you have never gotten away from it ever. And I commend you for that.
Oh,
for the
girl, that's all glory to God and all these fine folks in here that, you know, keep PG on track. I got all these fine
you have a
people in
sweet
here.
chat. You have a
Uh,
sweet chat.
Amazing.
You don't need any moderators.
God gave Summer a beautiful army in here, a army that's become a family, and we all work together, to make it happen, and we do,
Yes.
and
And
we have been,
I don't care who makes it happen. I don't if it's Ernie, then it's Ernie. You
and
know,
Ernie,
Ernie's out there doing something. That's so
I truly believe Ernie's going to, I truly believe he's going to get that grave looked into. I truly believe, I believe they're going to find Summer. That's my opinion. I have I have been watching these people. I've been, um, taking note and, observation of Andy, Chad Arnold's, um, all of these people surrounding Summer's case since that graveyard has come into play. You know, and I've been taking fine, fine notes of everything, and I'm going to tell you what, everything's pointing to her being there, and they're scared and they're worried, and I've Andy, um Andy
Andy
knows. Andy knows,
Andy
you
sent the
know,
note that the text that said it's done.
he knows he messed up when he said, you know, where he
I've known
believed
all my
Summer was.
life that's the best way to hide a body.
And
That's what he
and
said.
oh yeah, and he knows he messed up. He knows he gave it out. I think I think at the time he truly wanted Summer to be found. I think he truly didn't give a damn. It was weighing on him too much to let that little girl stay hidden like that. It was weighing too much on him to let the brothers, not have a normal life, being so young, because he's a man himself. He knows what that's like, having a messed up childhood, and I think he wanted their
Yes.
lives to be better. I think he wants them to know where their sister is, and I think he wants Summer put in her own place, and not in someone else's. And I think he did give it up and give it out at the time, and then I think he got a lot of feedback from it, a lot of hate on his back from some of these people surrounding the case, Don and Candace for one, Grandis,
Yes.
Chad Arnold for sure,
Yes.
who, is like, what the hell you doing, man? You want us all to go to prison? What's going down here? And they even went over there and tried to, cover up that grave and hide it, and so it couldn't be found, um, and stock people up over there. They wanted to stock us up and um,
Why not
take
just dig
pictures
up
and
the
everything
gold?
else, and
What?
and Fred Hill has a dog in this race, because I'm going to tell you why. Um, Fred Hill, I also observed him as well, and I seen some shady shit he was doing, and Ziggy right along with him to save his ass, and I did take notes of all of this, and it all lies in that graveyard right there, um, at that cemetery, and I truly believe that's where she is, because there's too many of them shook, too many of them are shook over this grave about to be checked, and I don't think um, all of this stuff would be, you know, falling in place with each one of these people if she wasn't there. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'll keep it,
I
but,
have a I have a list of people that have lost their lives during this case, and
well,
I don't have all of them, but I have several. And
one thing I do know very well is criminals. One thing I do know is how criminals operate, and I understand completely. You know, um, when they're shook and when they're not. And you you have to observe each one of them, and their actions, and how they're handling the situation one by one. in order to, you know, come to a definite answer if that particular location is indeed, you know, um,
Well, you got to look
prime
at the
location.
you got to
And
look at the diff.
this one is definitely prime. So
Okay, yeah, it's close in proximity. Okay,
yes,
it could be done at night. Yes. The grave's already dug, so all they have to do is just shovel down a little bit further, you
well,
know, and
it also corresponds with law enforcement as well. The same law enforcement that could have solved this case from day one, but for some fucking unknown reason they didn't, which surprises me. And and when you take all of this in consideration, it even came out of their own mouths. Um, you know, so it even fits their criteria. eh, You know, out of their own mouths. So yeah, absolutely. And you know, Candace is definitely on the edge right now, right? She's definitely on the edge, ready to, you know, fall into the
somebody,
hands of
somebody,
law
somebody
enforcement.
needs
They've
to
gotten serious
squeal.
about it.
Somebody needs to squeal so somebody can get the deal. Somebody
Um,
does. Well,
well, somebody did squeal. Andy Bernard. And, Andy Bernard squealed. That's what led to the cemetery, but, you know, it ain't about who squeals, it's about who finds her, gets the reward. And, even though he squealed on it, if Ernie goes up there and, you know, gets um, all of this equipment and the testing done up there and finds that, yes, there's something underneath there and they have to exhume it and pull it out and it happens to be summer.
Ernie said
Ernie,
he
Ernie,
had.
Ernie
He,
gets, yeah, he gets $40,000.
well, he said
Absolutely.
that he had the family's permission already. That's what he
Oh
told.
yeah, the family was on board. The family was on board before now. They was on board from day one.
So it's
Day
just
one of it being
we're waiting
suspected.
on the ground penetrating radar. Is that what we're waiting on?
Yes,
Because that's
absolutely.
a hard piece of equipment to come by unless you're in the
Oh
business.
no, it's really not. Um, I've researched and looked into it, and matter of fact, um, I don't know why Hawkins County, Tennessee, and I'm going to suggest it to the new sheriff, but it wouldn't cost Hawkins County, Tennessee one damn dime to have that grave looked into by that method because there's a college. There's a college. Every, um, every state has colleges who, you know, actually are um, they got students that are going to school to learn how to operate all of this type of equipment
Oh,
and
okay.
everything. And
Technical skills.
they can actually use the professor and the students as, you know, as a method of free labor just for the experience.
That's
And it
great.
wouldn't cost them nothing.
Good evening, Ernie. It's
Hey,
Auntie
lady, how you
Sherry.
doing? How you doing, Sherry? How you
You don't
doing?
have anything to worry about.
How are you?
How's
How
it
are you?
going, Ernie?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I can't.
Well,
I cannot hear him.
oh Lord, I think it's where Streamyard's got a problem with that. Oh, so how are you, PG? How's everything going?
I'm pretty decent. I was hanging out last night. I didn't get to stay to the end, but um I went back today and kind of, caught up on the ending of everything, but good. It was a great live, Ernie. It was an absolute great live.
Well,
Um
people try to derail it, and
oh yeah,
I'm starting to see that
absolutely.
now. And it's getting very dangerous. It's very dangerous right now. I did have the TBI. TBI. So here's the thing. I was contacted by the TBI a few days ago. I've not put that out there yet. I'm not putting none of that out there. Um, what I'm waiting on is the new sheriff because I believe we're going to have a lot more power with the new sheriff.
I can't
We're going to
hear
have a
you,
lot
Ernie.
more
I
people,
might need to go out and come back in
and we're going to be able to get things done
if
because
I'm
right
allowed
now
to.
everybody in the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department is kin to the suspects in one some way or another. And it's hard to get anything done when you got that much over familiarity. We've created the stir. It's there. I tell you it is. I've got when I was over there, when I was in Kingsport, going into Hawkins County, I had people when I stopped at that Purple Cow, they knew exactly who I was, what I was wanting to do, and they was all for it, 100% for it.
Absolutely.
And we've done that. We've done that. And I do believe we have uh, pretty much forced law enforcement's hand on it. And I believe they're waiting on the new sheriff.
Right. Right. I do too. I do too. And um, I think I do. The new sheriff has been outside of Hawkins County for um, most of his career. It has took him in other districts, other states, and possibly even other countries. And with that being said, he's learned a lot of things that backwooded little place has no idea that even exists. And I think that he's more equipped to handle the situation than Ronnie Lawson was. I mean, I think Ronnie Lawson was too old fashioned. I think he played the good old boy, um, the good old boy syndrome,
I want to know
instead
why
of,
his son.
taking his oath seriously
I
and,
want to know
and
why his
doing what he
son
took
didn't
an oath to
serve.
do. Because I just have found it really weird, Ernie, that um, law enforcement, when when Carly Trent went missing, they initiated everyone they possibly could from anywhere. I mean, even the good old boys hanging around, um, the saloons in town. And they called them out to look for this girl. Get your horses, get your buggies, get whatever the hell you got to get. Let's find this little girl. And he didn't care about one of them getting lost in the woods. But when Summer come up missing, uh, it wasn't called out, you know, all the good old boys and everybody, every available hand and foot that could get out here and search and see and hear things. He got a hand picked crew, went up there and pretty much contained himself to 110 Ben Hill Road. And I mean, like and they knocked off the very first night. They say that they believed Summer wandered off, is why they fucked the whole crime scene up. But the point being is, they at midnight they knock off, go home, go to bed, sleep all night, get up, have breakfast and everything before going back up there. I mean, if you got a 5-year old child out in the woods, or you really believe that a 5-year old is out there in those woods, you're not going to knock off at midnight, go home, and leave this child out there to meet its demise in the damn wooded area. There's nobody going to do that.
No,
So
the
that,
the good old boy system, PG, is one of their own, and that's who they that then they do that, and that's why they didn't put nothing into the search. They didn't put anything like they could have. I know they did eventually when they called out other agencies and stuff, but the first night was the critical night. The first day was critical, and from that point on, they screwed the whole thing up.
right, right. Well,
Hey, Ernie.
I think they fucked up from the word go, because they didn't bother to go into Kingsport, Tennessee, to Allison's house where Summer, where the boy was, um, that had been with Summer earlier that day. That's one of the last places that Summer was before being seen on those milk jugs looking unalived. And they didn't even bother to go into Kingsport to go to Allison's house with search dogs and cadaver dogs and to try to figure out, um, if something indeed happened at that horse pond that caused, this little girl's demise. They didn't call Hunter in. They didn't go pick him up, take him straight in, to law enforcement and interrogate his ass and to get the information that they could have probably got to find out if Summer met her demise at the hands of Candace and Grandis and him. Um, you know, they bring search dogs in, and they're so stupid they let the Wells dogs that were already there screw up the search dogs, which now they had to take back the first search dogs and delay everything when it's already getting dark. They're delaying everything for new search dogs to come in. Um, it was just a lot of bullshit. They didn't rope the hill off. They didn't, make everybody leave it, and until Summer was found, and
I
or
don't remember seeing
until
any
until they
crime tape.
knew, in what direction this case was going in. Um, they
Did you
just
see
they
any
didn't
crime
handle it
tape?
right.
Did you see any crime tape anywhere?
Did I
That's what
see
freak
what?
crime tape.
No, they
I
they
did.
they were
Why?
sup- they were supposed to rope it all off,
Yes, but
and
why? Why did they? That's just I don't get that.
I'm gonna tell you, that's what I'm saying. There's something very
That lets
shady.
people just
There's something
tread.
very shady about all of this, even where law enforcement is, concerned. There's
I
something
agree.
very shady about it.
I agree.
That's, just my opinion. And it's like, nobody wanted her to be found.
I think there are
And
several dynamics going on at one time.
I think a lot of laws need to be changed when it comes to the cases of children. I really believe that, that every missing child case should be treated like a crime scene until the child is found and they understand exactly what happened to it. I think that um, I also think that there should be, you know, outside law enforcement watching over um, other law enforcement, like Hawkins County, for instance. Where they got the good old boy stuff going on and so forth and so on. I think
Yes, we
that there
know.
should be there should
We
be
know
outside law
by
enforcement.
his. We know by his son's sentence how it goes.
And I
Yes.
also think that Child Protective Services should not be allowed to cut deals, behind the scenes, letting essayers, you
I didn't
know,
know that was legal.
give the children away to avoid prosecution,
I've never heard
and
of that in my
and put
life.
other children at risk
I've
in the
never heard of
future
that in
of
my
being
life
done like
ever.
that.
That
It
is
happens all the
wrong.
time. It happens all
It's
the
just
time.
wrong.
It is wrong, and it needs to be changed.
Well, you're right about changing some laws.
Yes, it should be totally fucking illegal to make deals like that behind the scenes, because other essayers have to be put on a registers list. Other essayers have to, you know um, they have to have their names and their addresses and everything put out there for everybody to see. They have to go to prison, you know and pay their time for their crimes. And I just think it's, really messed up that people like Don and Candace Wells got to avoid prosecution by turning the kids over to the state when they should have definitely been prosecuted. Those children deserve to have justice against the evil bastards that put them through that kind of pain, that kind of misery, that kind of suffering, something they will live with the rest of their lives. I mean, they got a life sentence, and these bastards got off, a slap on the wrist. Uh, and and everything hidden in the dark until Candace decided to bring it out and everybody got to see, got to see the truth on it. If Candace wouldn't have slipped up
We
and
we need a gallon of R&R is what we need.
yeah,
But I'm not going to babysit.
yeah,
I wouldn't go up on that hill if you couldn't pay me enough to go up there.
R&R for PG is some rich and very rare whiskey.
Well, that's what
Right?
they're drink.
That's
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 what
what
they're
I
drink.
knew. I don't know about
That's what
anybody
they're
else.
drinking. That's what they're drinking.
I'll tell
R&R.
you now, they ain't drinking nothing rich, and they sure in the hell ain't drinking nothing rare.
Oh hell yeah!
Only thing they got rare is the fucking
You
weird
might drink a
wine.
beer.
Right?
You might drink a beer. So don't tell fib.
They
You
crack
might.
you.
You would too. You don't like beer?
Oh hell no, no, no. I'd be
You like?
singing Whiskey River, don't run dry.
I'll be singing Whiskey River, take my mind.
Oh
I
Lord.
don't drink any kind of liquor. I can't. It just I'd be climbing on the railings and climbing on the roof and oh no. I'll
But
stick to
anyway,
I'll stick to a beer every now and then.
right. Anyway, do you know this lady right here, Ernie?
I do.
You is she Jose's ex girlfriend? Is she the one that Candace dropped Jose off to?
I don't know if she's that. I do know that she has connections with the drug people over in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and people over there. Um,
Wow.
I know that she. I don't know how far exactly she goes. Exactly. So the way I met this person is they contacted me on Facebook through YouTube, and pretty much said they wanted to help with the Summer Wells case. And I said at the time, I'm no longer in the Summer Wells case, and I don't do anything with that. And they was like, well, we've got other things that you can do too as well. I've got things I want to go through, and we're trying to get these laws here passed. And so at that time, I was doing the SOCA Act. I was actually helping with the SOCA Act, and we was getting ready to rebuild that. And she was like, well, I know the South Carolina. I can't remember what state representative, one of the state representatives or something like that. And she seemed to be a good person, an all right person. And then all of a sudden, she starts messaging me out of the blue and like, okay, so we've got this thing we want you to come to. We want to put you up here in Charlotte for 3 or 4 days. And I went there. And I met her. Uh oh,
It's all right.
PG.
She's probably gonna check on the baby, Ernie.
Okay. So I got to meet her and everything. And during that time, of course, I was a fugitive from justice, and people had taken my phone and stuff, and they had got my number, and they gave it to the Secret Service, and the Secret Service called me, and I called them back. And when I called them back, I was arrested, and I only know her from 3 or 4 days. I know that after I started talking to her, she would leave me the real crazy messages and emails and like all kinds
Well,
of
look at
stuff.
those big eyes. Can't you tell something's wrong with her in that picture?
Like I said, there was a lot of paranoia, and she started accusing me of this, accusing me of that, and I was like, look, and I pretty much just blocked her on Facebook, and then she started getting another account, another account. I blocked 3 or 4 of her different accounts, and then finally she just like, I hadn't seen her in over 2 years until last night when she showed up,
Oh my
and
goodness.
that was crazy. That was really really crazy, and I was like, there's
She's a
something about
stalker.
this.
Ernie,
Well, I don't.
she's a female stalker. Really?
Yeah, you're probably right on that. But
I am right
I
because she
know her.
wouldn't have 4 accounts and keep contacting you.
Oh my God, it's more than 4 accounts. It's like 9 or 10, probably. To be honest with you,
Okay,
it's just
they
different
keep
ones.
contacting you. That's a stalker. I'm
Oh,
just telling you.
she wrote me letters while I was in jail the first time, all the time.
Oh, so she was
She
keeping
had
up
a
with you.
motive for that. Let me
Oh,
tell
they
you.
would hold up. Oh my God! Like I probably got one, two, three, four, probably 8 or 10 different messages from her in jail.
Didn't you find it funny that she
What's
was
her
from the
motive?
same area that Jose got dropped off in?
What do you think it is? Romantic?
I found
Uh,
out. I
she
found out a
really
lot
needs
about.
your help, or she tried to just find out about you?
No, I don't know, but I found out. I found it very peculiar that I didn't know anything about Jose in Rock Hill, South Carolina, until somebody said, "Oh my God, that's so and so," and I was like, "Huh?" And then I was like, "Who is this woman?" Because I didn't know her background. I mean, I only knew her for the time period and everything from. I think it was like 2024 or something, and
Right.
I only knew her for 3 or 4 days, literally. I mean, she messaged me all the time on Facebook and conversations there, but it never really dawned on me. The original conversation was about Summer Wells and how she got up with me. So I was like, oh my God. So when I seen the short thing, we thought she was talking about, even my moderators called it. They said, what's she talking about? She's probably got all the Summer's shorts, talk about her videos. Because we was looking for videos and stuff like that to try to figure
Yeah.
out what some catch ups and stuff like that. So
Yes.
but then she said they're well preserved, and then she said I've
Uh
got the
oh.
actual shorts, the gray shorts, and I thought to myself, what gray shorts? But then what got me mad is when she came up there after all of her audio was fixed and everything. She was like, she tried to leave it on me, like trying to derail it and everything, and I'm like, what? So you seen that? We called TBI. I had to get the freaking address. I didn't even know if it was the right address or not from the damn papers because I didn't have the papers. I don't have the papers no more. And when we called TBI, well, you seen what kind of mess that was. And then you know what? If you try to leave the tips to TBI, all that, it's not even available anymore.
Not
Right.
even by text.
The email's not.
I seen that last night.
By text, that's what I meant. You can't
So
leave a tip
no.
anymore.
So TBI said leave a tip to the email, and they gave us the email. Well, guess what? The email don't work right now.
Oh, wow.
No, the email don't work for Summer Wells. It don't work. It's all shut down. So that tells me that nothing's being done. It's like all, and I do believe they're waiting for the new sheriff. I don't know how it works with the TBI, but I believe something's going to happen with that. I mean, I can hope and pray that happens because right now this puts us in a hard spot. I mean, it really does. Like we know that this over familiarity law enforcement with these suspects and stuff, their family, their kin, they're people that's kin that even know about the Summerwell stuff. So it's hard to get anything done, forcing hands and stuff. And when you
Well,
start going against their family and stuff, it's ridiculously
it it
crazy.
it sounds sealed. It
Plus, you have
sounds
a multitude of people in a
her
small
case
space
her case
called
sounds
Beach
sealed to
Creek
me, Ernie.
and Mid Hill. A small amount of space with as many characters, excuse me for saying this, but criminal backgrounds all plugged into one place, and also into mathematics. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they just seem to all fit together like a puzzle there. But each one of them, when interviewed, would deny the other. They would. Oh, I don't know who they are. I don't know. We don't affiliate with anybody like that. I'm telling you, it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. Somebody needs to write a book about this. Can you
Well,
imagine
Well,
to put all these
I believe
characters in there?
I believe when the graveyard searched and the proper GPR, the ground penetrating radar and stuff's used, when we get to do that, I think there's going to be a lot of people that
How
really support us
much,
come out and really support and like I said,
Ernie?
PG, like I told you what we're going to do. I'm not going to put it out there on YouTube or the public,
right.
and we're
Right.
going to keep it to what it is. Let me
Right.
grab this call. I'll try to come back up here in a few.
All right.
Okay, I want to know why somebody can't just go and dig the grave. And, well, why can't the funeral home exhume the casket and the vault? Why?
Well,
How much would it cost for the funeral
you,
home to go out,
they,
exhume the grave, lift the vault and the casket, and then let somebody dig? How much would that cost? I bet it would
well,
cost less than ground penetrating radar, unless you got connections.
not really, because a lot of times you can get the ground
I
penetrating
can't
radar
hear you.
done
I
for
swear.
free.
Something wrong with me.
You know, when it's a 5 year old little girl missing, a lot of places, like it's like when a child passes away, a lot of funeral homes will, you know, do the services and everything for free. Um, People who, sponsor, there's a lot of people out here that sponsor the children, you know, free a free casket, and the cemetery gives them a plot for nothing. They perform everything, it's pretty much pro bono, um, as they would say, but no cost to the family, because a lot of good people, love and care about kids, and they're willing to step up and do what it takes to, take that kind of grief away from the family, right? And that's a good thing. But in Summer's case, her being underneath somebody else's coffin, there's no, and at least we know more now than we did before. There's no vault. There's nothing but a coffin, and a very cheap one, because it was donated to the family. Therefore, we know it's not a good one. I mean, good ones are very expensive, and they don't give them away for free. So, it's basically a cheap makeshift kind of coffin that would be very, very thin, very, not very good material, and therefore, um, ground penetration would be able to work its way. It could work magic, around something like that, and actually um, identify, anything that might be surrounding or underneath. Now, uh, the one thing that, this is just my opinion, because see, um, people like Don and Candace make mistakes. They make big mistakes every day, you know. Um, Big mistakes. It's what these sick fucking people do. They mess up. You know they mess up and they fuck up, and that's a good thing for us. That's a good thing for us. But I wanted to right here. Now they took time, in my opinion, to put makeup on Summer's face. They took time to put some lipstick on her mouth, because right there under her lip, you can see lipstick, right? You can see a smudge of it. Matter of fact, even on the other side, there's some smudging. Um, and they would have been smart. See, here's where criminals mess up. They didn't think about her hands. They did not think about doing anything to cover up the fingernails that are turning blue. They did not think about putting any type. If they'd have thought about it, they'd have put. Summer would have had fingernail polish on every one of those fingers, had they thought about it. But they didn't think about it. And that's why you got a full view of the lack of oxygen in this child's body at the time this video was taken. But you also have a full view at the sides of her head right there. That's, that you can see turning the color, um, of, of death, right? Um, it and this is with makeup over top of it. It's protruding through. So it's like, putting makeup on a black eye, right? And it's not going to fully cover it. If it as the black eye heals, the makeup would do a better job of covering it. But see, in this particular in this particular case right here, it was day one of the black eye, and it's very hard to cover it up. That's because it was settling in, and it was coming through the makeup. It's coming through it. It's shining through, and you have her fingernails, you know, clearly, clearly, and right there, you can see that the thumb right there is totally swelling up. It's already, her body's already bloating. It's already bloating. Um, you know, because it's no longer functioning. And this is what happens. She's showing every sign that she is not no longer with us in this picture. Um, I think a blind man can see it, but there's just something really weird about Summer's case because nobody in Tennessee seems to be able, I mean, to see what we're seeing. Um, the forensics ain't able to see what we're seeing. The police force ain't able to see what we're seeing. You know, nobody seems to be able to see what we're seeing. It's like they're all blind to what happened here. It's like, they're not interested in getting the truth for this child. Why? Why would you not be interested in obtaining the truth for a missing 5-year-old little child? Why would you not be? I mean, I know it makes people sleep better at night thinking that, oh, well, Summer's better off anywhere than up there on that fucking hill. No matter where they put her, her pain and misery and suffering's over. And she's better off any place than with them. And it probably makes a lot of people sleep easier. Because that's the type of human beings they are. But it don't make us sleep easier. Because this baby right here needs to be found. The truth needs to be told. And the son of a bitch is evil enough to do it needs to be put in prison. Right? So we're not resting easy. Because the cruel son of a bitches that did this are still loose. And in my opinion, getting access to other children. And them children are not safe. If you do it to this child, you do it to any child. And that is what pisses me off about CPS and the court system and our law enforcement. It's broken. Our system is broken. Because they allowed essayers to walk free by just signing the other kids over to the state. They didn't get put on a register's list to warn parents that they're sick bastards and keep your babies away from them. They didn't get put on a register's list to warn hospitals in case, God forbid, Candace has another kid. That kid should be immediately took. So it doesn't end up like this, too. They should not allow dirty backroom deals like that to be made. Because, yeah, it protected the 3 boys, but it didn't protect the rest of the children that these sick son of a bitches will come in contact with now and in the future, and probably already have many children. The truth needs to be told. It needs to be documented. I don't give a damn if it's a case through CPS or what the hell it is. I truly believe that anyone that gets SA charges, substantiated SA charges, should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the fucking law and put in prison for violating a child. If you ask me, they should get the mother freaking death sentence, because sick bastards like that cannot be fixed. There's no cure for sickos like this. And that's the truth. That's the truth. I'm going to tell you something. And those substantiated SA charges is not a rumor. It is a fact. It is a fact. Candace Wells thought she could show someone that paperwork real quick and be able and they would go around saying it, but there'd be no proof to it. But that person screenshotted it. That person screenshotted it as fast as she showed it. They screenshotted it. Because they wanted everyone to know that Candace was a freaking weirdo. Oh, I'm sorry, Auntie Sherry. I didn't see you down there.
It's all
Peachy's
right.
little girl, what's up?
Hi,
Hey,
Mama.
Peaches.
Hi, Aunt
Hey,
Sherry.
Peaches, little girl. How you doing, sweetie?
I am good. Sorry for interrupting. Prayers for Jinkies, and I believe in Ernie and trust Ernie 100%. I just think they're trying to get him in a lot of trouble, and they need to leave him alone.
I don't mess with anybody. But yes, G Keys did see that document up really close, and she was stunned, to say the least, because it just listed the boys and Candace as the offender. So that
Well,
means
that's the only paper. That's the only paper
I
that
saw it though.
that's the only paper that she didn't show Donald's. She didn't show Donald's,
Well, honey, she didn't know.
but we know Don Wells has one of those papers too, because her and him had the other paper.
Why
They
would you
had
go
the
show
other paper.
somebody? Why would you go show somebody that? I don't understand that at
Well,
all.
what she thought, here's what Candace thought she
That's
was going to do.
cuckoo.
Candace thought that she was going to show this paper to someone, and then this someone was going to go around telling Don B and PG and, Crime Lines and Lights, telling all of us all about this paper they saw. And Candace was going to deny it. and call him a liar and make him look really bad. And she was going to play the victim to get a bunch of, to get people more. She thought it would bring her in more revenue, more gift cards, more, cash apps, Venmos,
What?
PayPals.
For
She's,
those charges?
that's Candace's, but the person screenshotted it.
But you know what? Those were allegations of SA.
And,
A
and,
mother
and,
and
and
her
in order,
a
in order,
mother and her three sons. Imagine. Can you I can't even imagine. I don't my mind doesn't want to go there and I'm not going there.
right? I'm going to tell you something. The only place my mind's going is if they did the three boys, then they sure to hell did Summer.
I
Amen.
know that. I'm sure
And
that's
that is
true.
motive. That is motive for what went down at the horse pond. That is motive for for this videotape to be took close to the house so that so that they could try to say she wandered off instead of telling the truth that she's unalived in this back seat all propped up like this. Um, it's it's motive for meeting up with Chad Arnold and going over to the cemetery, digging down a little bit farther and putting this baby in it. It's motive.
Well, all I know is I was told I'd be surprised.
So
That's what I was told.
absolutely. And I'm
I'll
gonna
be
tell you
surprised. When
that
somebody
paper is
tells you
out
that,
there.
that means they know. They know if they told you that.
Those substantiated charges. If you think it's a rumor, then
I
then
can't believe they made a deal about it. They
then
should have been arrested on that.
you go and you look it up because I'm going to tell you it's
Three
out there.
counts.
And Justice for All put it out there on this channel right here. It's
There's
on
several
Facebook.
places.
It's on Summer's Facebook. It's everywhere. That paper is everywhere because people want to
Yep.
keep other children safe.
They're making people aware. PG's little girl,
Yes,
what are
honey.
you what are you doing? Uh
Uh,
are
Having
you
a
being
good
good?
way, you
Listen
are
to.
actually being
Yep.
seen.
Are you being a good girl?
No,
Go
never.
ahead. Ha ha, good. If you're always a good girl, you can't have any fun.
That's right. Mama taught
But
me
I
well
don't
over
mean
there.
I don't mean take advantage of anybody or hurt anybody. I'm just talking about playful fun. I look at the seatbelt. I look at the stage just below it, and I wonder. This is just a wonder. I wonder if Hunter went out there, put her on his shoulders or something, playing
Oh,
around with her,
I know
and
you
threw
don't. I
her,
know
and
you don't, Granny, 'cause you
she
were here
hit.
when the paper got showed. You was here,
sh-
girlfriend.
She
You know,
hit.
you seen it with your own eyes.
She
Yep.
hit a limb, and it impaled her, and she was bleeding out. So they had to take, probably wash her in the horse pond, and then put these clothes on her, which fortunately somebody had bought them at the yard sale. So they had, or it was planned. I don't know. Now that I think about the clothes being back there so conveniently, I'm wondering. And look at that child's legs. Look how the swollen they are. You can
Oh
tell
yeah.
where the blood. You can tell where the blood is draining to. That's
Well,
pathetic.
also, they they have galls. I always thought there was some kind of padding up underneath these pants, and I was right. I was right.
Yep.
There's
What was it?
there is actual they wrapped gauze around around the inside of her of, of there. I don't know why they would have done that other than,
Well, who carries galls around? You have any galls in your car?
trying to, pressure down the
Did you hear
swelling.
me? Do you
I
have any
don't
galls
know.
in your car, PG? No. Do you have any PG's little girl in your car? Galls?
No,
Well,
no.
doesn't
But
that make
Grandis
you?
went to the hospital.
Does that? Oh, does this not make you think it was premeditated in some way, though? It's just
Yes,
all these
absolutely.
things. Look,
Absolutely.
the
Yes.
outfit just
Because
happened to be in the back. They just happened to wrap her legs. They just
no,
happened.
no,
She just happened to have lipstick on.
she didn't get dressed. She didn't get dressed at the horse pond. Hunter
At
said
Allison's.
that Hunter
Allison's
said that
house.
Summer was when Chris asked about the pillow, Hunter plainly stated pillow. Oh, yeah. That was underneath Summer because she's the only one wet against the driver's side door. So Summer was wet. She wasn't dressed yet. When they got to Allison's house, they carried her into Allison's house. Allison had cameras which disappeared June 15th,
Oh yeah, they
2021.
did, didn't they? I
Yes, they
remember
did.
that. I remember that.
Yep. How could
She
Hunter
put him
sit
up.
beside
She put
Summer
him
in the
up to watch
truck
her
that long?
kids. Allison put those up to watch her kids in the neighborhood. Hanging around with the other kids.
And not only that, but Allison had took a medical class. She was actually certified and to be a in-home health care.
Yes,
And and
she was
she
probably
had she
a
had all of
licensed
that type of
practical nurse.
supply. She had, when you're going through that, um, you are furnished with all of these different supplies to practice
Any first
bandaging and
aid.
practice doing this and practice so she was full of that kind of stuff right there to be able to you
She
know
probably had tourniquets. She probably had everything
oh yeah,
then.
absolutely. So but one thing she forgot was to paint Summer's fingernails. She forgot that the nails are going to turn blue. If
At the root.
they're gonna they'll turn so blue they'll look black. Um, a deep dark purplish color. Once this completely set in. But as you can tell, it had already started setting in on Summer right there. The top part of her nails were already turning blue. The rest of the nail was, so white. Look how white it is, and that's what happens.
That doesn't
You
bother
know,
me as much
it's
as
not
the hands
finished
are
as
curled.
white, and it's already, trying to, the blue is already coming down, spreading into the complete fingernails. Um, so I mean,
You think
it's
she bled out from the abdomen? Maybe her aorta.
no, no, I don't. I think that this is just my opinion, but I think they used
Okay.
Grandis's knee to go into Kingsport to pick up Hunter. And I think that they took Hunter to that fishing pond, and that's why they got him twisted tees, and that's why they got him,
Oh,
a
flight.
little. I mean, it ain't even noon, and they're already getting this boy hayed up. You know, come on.
For
They planned on
15.
him doing.
For
They planned on him
15, he
doing
got a lot of
something.
stuff.
Well, he needed some courage. He needed some courage. So they
Oh, you
they
mean the
hate him.
liquid?
They hate
The,
him up early, so he had the courage to go out in that water, and we
what do you
seen him going
think,
into the water.
PG, what do you think about what he said to his father, Andrew Hills? He called his dad up and he said, Dad, I'm in real trouble.
Oh yeah,
So
and
what do
his
you think about that statement? I'm in real trouble.
yeah, and his
That
dad
puts,
told him to
doesn't
keep
that
his
put him part of it?
Allison and Andrew both told told their son to keep his damn mouth shut. They told him to see. Here's the thing: you don't have to testify against your spouse. Like a wife don't have to testify against her husband. Husband don't have to testify against the wife. You can refuse to do that.
Except
Um,
in a divorce.
but right. But anyway, um, but if you cover up for your child, well, you could go to prison too. And Allison and Andrew knows that, that by telling Hunter to keep his mouth shut, by telling Hunter, to he better forget everything that happened, telling Hunter that, it doesn't matter, you're going down, no matter if, who had you do what they done. Point being is, if you did it, you're going to prison for it, and you're going there for a long time, especially a 5-year-old little girl. You're going for a long time. So, um, with that being said, they became, you know, um, they became accomplices to the crime, and they're going to get prison sentence. So Andrew can't turn around and take it all back 5 years later. I mean, if Andrew would immediately went to the police and immediately said, my son said this, and I believe he's guilty, and I believe he needs to pay for the crime that he committed. Um, yeah, then he would have took the reward fund, which at that time was quite a bit, and it's I believe Leslie and Allison still be alive if Andrew had done the right thing at the right time. I think if Allison had done the right thing at the right time, she'd still be here, and so would her friend.
Where
But
is Andrew? Where's Andrew Hills? I haven't seen him on
he's
anywhere.
in New York City.
I
Oh, he
know
got in
where
trouble because he ain't
I
allowed
know
on
where he
the
lives, but I don't know where. I haven't seen him
he
on
he
YouTube.
ain't supposed to be on the internet. He's not supposed to be on the internet because allegedly him and one of his other sons bullied a child on the internet, and both of them got in trouble. Matter of fact, I think they were going to put him in jail for
Yeah, you
what
know
they
what?
did.
He's gone up there on his channel and talked about drinking blood before,
Right?
And I'm like, what kind of father image are you to Hunter? You are nothing. He'd be better off if you weren't even around
Well,
here.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think that Andrews as, you know, one thing I find about people who walk around in all black and wear those black fingernails and try to act all creepy and weird and talk about weird shit, I find that they're mentally disturbed, and
Yeah.
they're mentally disturbed, and they're
Yes.
cowards. You know, they're trying to they feel this is a way to intimidate other people because they're scared. They're scared of the world themselves. And, so people like that, um, they don't intimidate me. They just, make me actually feel bad for them, that they feel that they have to be so, creepy fucking weird in order to, you know, feel that they're intimidating someone else instead of getting intimidated. It's it's just sad. It's it's
It is
sad,
sad.
how messed up minded people um, think and
It,
conduct their
it's
lives.
mental illness plus substance abuse, and that
Oh
equals
yeah.
chaos.
Well, I don't think any human's normal. I don't think any human on the face of this earth is, you know, normal. I think everybody, walking the face of this earth,
We're all
um,
abnormal.
is, I think every human has, um, weirdness about them. They all have weirdness about them. Every last one of them have some kind of fucking tick, you know, and I mean, what do? You got to embrace it, right? But you have to be a little. I mean, you got to be a little bit freaking crazy to make it in this world, I embraced it. You know,
Well, you
people
know what?
say people say PG's crazy. Um, I don't give a fuck. They're right. You know, I ain't gonna fight. I ain't gonna
Oh,
fight
I
that.
got to
I
talk.
mean, that's a compliment to me. That is a
I got
compliment, and
to
I'll tell
talk.
you why. It's
PG, I got.
because you have to be that way to survive.
You know when Alice fell down the rabbit hole, she met the Cheshire Cat, and the
Right.
Cheshire Cat said, "We're all a little mad here."
Exactly.
Warning her
Exactly.
that whatever she was getting ready to meet along the way was crazy.
Well, it's everybody on the face of this earth lives by choice. Every human lives by choice. And
Yeah, we're here for a
and
purpose. You
right.
just have to find your purpose.
And it's just a matter of, which choice do you make? Do you choose to be good or evil? Do you choose heaven or hell? Because at the end of everything, that's what this life was all about, is where you're going to spend eternity. And you're going to find out it wasn't about anything else. It wasn't about new cars. It wasn't about houses. It wasn't about,
We
you
won't
know,
even
it wasn't
we
about your
won't even
family.
know PG. We won't even know this former life because the Bible tells us four important words: the dead know nothing.
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
Well, it does
Uh,
say that.
the dead might not know it's nothing, but when they're raised up in the resurrection, and
Yeah.
it says every eye shall see, every knee shall bow, and every
Yes.
one will be judged. Well,
Well, who's gonna be
I'm going to tell you what, you're going to
you,
know something
you know
then.
who's gonna be resurrected first? The
The
people
ones
that
still
are
living.
no, the people that are already dead. They come first.
No, the
Okay.
ones, the ones still living are going to be judged first. And do
Uh,
you know sinners are nothing but walking dead people? They're walking dead people.
they're just
If you have not accepted
they're
Jesus Christ
walking
into your
against
life and you
God
have not got your eyes open, you ain't
walking
you
with
you you are dead.
instead of walking with God.
You're
They're
gonna wish you
walking.
got resurrected. Right? That's what you're gonna wish. You're gonna wish you took 5 minutes to go to
I'm not,
church. You're gonna wish you took
I
that
am
5 minutes
not.
to get dunked in that water and your
I'm not
eyeballs
afraid.
open.
I'm not afraid. I'm
I'm gonna
afraid of
tell
the
you
way
now.
in which I will die, but I'm not afraid of going through the whole process because I know what's on the other side.
I'm gonna tell you something.
And I
Um,
believed it all my life, and I still continue to believe it. And there you go.
I tell you what I fear. I fear God Almighty, and I fear hearing that voice say you weren't good enough and getting
He,
dropped straight into Hades. That's
he's
what
not going
PG
to do
fears.
that to you.
Hey,
Why?
I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot of people running around say, "Oh, I know I'm going to heaven. I know I'm going to heaven." I don't know nothing till I get there. You
But
know,
PG, you
one
know,
one
you
one
have
bird
to.
in the hand's worth two in a bush, right?
Well, yeah, but yeah. But you know, the only way to God is through Jesus Christ, His Son. That's the only way.
I'm gonna tell you something. They say that your name gets written into the book of life, but your name can also be blotted out. I mean, if you think you go to church and you get baptized, you come up out of that water with your eyes open, and you got to go and sin no more. Because if you walk away and you continue to sin, then your name's going to get blotched out. It can be blotched out as fast as it was put in there.
I
You
have
got
the
to
ten,
worry about that.
I have the Ten Commandments posted in my home,
I
and
mean, that's what the Bible
it's right
says.
when you walk in the door. So, and I'm telling you, that reminds me every day not to criticize people, don't lie, don't steal, don't
That's
commit
right.
adultery, don't
That's right.
don't do any of those things. Don't have an
I'm
idol before me.
I'm going to tell
Honor
you
your
something.
here's the here's the only commandment with the promise, PG. Honor your father and mother so your days will be long upon this earth.
So they will
That's the
be
only one
prolonged.
with the
That's
promise.
right. That's right.
I know my stuff.
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
God loves me.
The Bible says it's better to have done and not known than to do and know. You know,
Yes.
if you know you're doing
Yes.
wrong and you still do it, well,
Yes.
you can't be forgiven for that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you mess up, like, if you mess up and, unknowingly you mess up. You do something, like in the heat of the moment, um, and mess up. You can be forgiven for that. But when you know you shouldn't be doing it and you go ahead and do it anyway, you in
Yes.
trouble. You're
Yes.
in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
You know, and there's a lot of people, that's that
Go by the
you.
10 Commandments, guys. You can find it somewhere. And put it in your house to remind you daily of what God commanded us to do.
And you know what's really sad, Aunt Sherry,
What,
is the
baby?
Bible says that children shall be judged according to their sins as well, whether they be right or wrong. Children will be judged. That is in the Bible. And you know what's sad is a lot of parents, they worry about a roof over their kid's head, clothes on his back, food in his mouth.
But
They
they
worry
don't feed them
about the
spiritually.
kid having game machines and all
But you
kinds
know
of
what,
toys
PG?
and this and
They
that.
don't
But you know what they
feed.
don't worry about?
They
They
don't
don't
feed
worry
them
about that child
spiritually.
sold. They do not worry about that where that child's going to
That's
spend
what I just said.
eternity.
They don't feed them spiritually.
No, they don't.
That's
And you
what they
know
need the
what?
most.
I think it was more important to
Oh, it's more important to sit
raise
on the
your children
phone.
to have eternal life than it was to raise your
Yeah.
children,
Everybody stay on your phone.
you
Stay on your
know,
phone. Stay on your phone.
with all of this other bullshit, with all this materialistic BS.
I know. And people will give in to their kids for anything. They'll give them anything to hush them
Uh,
up so they stay on
parents
their
are
phone.
blind. Parents are blind to their children. Parents
Look.
parents say, "Hey, that was little Johnny's fault. Little Johnny over there
Yeah,
had my
I
kid being
know.
mean. The teacher is the problem, not my
Oh,
kid.
yeah.
The
No, no,
neighbors
no.
are the problem, not
No,
my
it
kid.
wasn't. No, I didn't
Every,
get blamed.
the grandparents are the
I didn't get
problem,
blamed
not
for
my
anything. I
kids.
wish I could show you my credentials. You'd be
Everything, parents want to
amazed.
blame everything on everyone else when it comes to their kids. And you know what they're not teaching their kids? Self blame. They're not teaching their children to be a good person.
They're not
and when their
teaching
kids get
them.
older,
They're
you know
not.
what their kids going to do?
They're not
They're
teaching them accountability.
well, let me tell you something. Those kids are going to say it's my parents' fault. it's
Yeah.
it's my parents' fault that I'm like
And
this.
it
It's
was my
it's
kid's
somebody else's,
fault. Now it's my parents'
it's
fault.
my coworker's fault. It's my boss's
Yeah.
fault. They're going
It's
to
my
learn
boss's
to
fault.
blame others for all of their bullshit, and they're going to blame their parents too. But their parents deserve it because they should have raised their children with with self blame.
Don't
I
give your
mean, if your
children
kid,
every.
like I
Don't
tell
give.
my kids,
Ugh.
you get with somebody and mess up, that is on you. Don't come here telling me about how somebody led you astray, because you know better than go astray.
Yes, that's when I'd sit down and have a talk with my child right then, just like my
Absolutely.
parents did. I'm telling you, if I did anything wrong, I didn't have to have a spanking. I didn't have to be put time out. By the time they talked to me, both of them, I felt like I was a half-inch tall, and I'd cry because it just hurt my feelings that I disappointed them.
Shit. I'm going to tell you something. There ain't no words going to hurt my feelings unless God's saying it. But when it comes to my parents, let me tell you something. Shoot. Hey, There's nobody on the face of this earth hurt my feelings with words. I'm going to tell you what, my
Well,
parents.
PG, I'm talking about my parents talking to me as a child. As a
I'm
child,
talking
it
about when
made
I was
me
a
cry
child too.
because I disappointed them.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. If I disappointed my parents, um, I got the HE double hockey sticks beat out of my ass. Right? I
Yeah.
wish they would.
And
They
they'd
could have
say,
said anything they wanted to. I would have been
why
so
didn't you
happy.
fight back? They'd
I
say,
wouldn't have
why
been
didn't you
feeling
fight back?
nothing. I'd been like, whoa, what's wrong with my parents today?
Let me tell you something. These kids try to tell their parents, and they do. They get away with it. Everything to do. Everything. You're going to take, they don't even ask. They're like, you're going to take me to Arby's after this. I said,
Right.
you're in my house now
Oh,
with this
hell no.
kid.
I'm going to tell you something.
I'm
That is
like,
exactly right.
uh,
These
they,
children are expecting instead of
let me tell you
respecting.
something.
They're seeing it.
Nobody,
They're seeing these kids are ruling their parents instead of the parents ruling them.
yeah,
These
we've
kids
got it.
think that they think that the parents are AMT machines. Take me
Yeah.
here, take me there, buy me this, buy me that.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
going to tell
yes,
you
yes.
something. That is expect, not respect. And if those parents don't put their foot down on that shit, they're going to have some really bad kids.
Well, that's what's wrong right now. We're just now seeing it
And I'm going to
as
tell
young
you,
adults.
um, I see so many cases where children,
Boomers are good. Boomers
where
are good people.
where
Let
these
me tell you
kids
why.
today,
We had to in '60s, '70s. Everything was so lax. We didn't have to worry about stuff. Nobody was going to kidnap us. Nobody was going to rape us. You know, we could get out and play all day till night without fear. And these kids can't do that.
you were lucky. You were lucky
Yes, I
because
was lucky.
there's a whole lot of us that ain't.
My parents were so wonderful. My whole family was wonderful, so supportive.
Nah, you were
Yeah,
blessed, girl.
I love my family. I'm the only one left. I have a nephew. He's my precious, but he lives in Chattanooga.
You know, there's a
But
lot
he's all I have.
there's a lot of parents out there that their adult children are right now trying trying to say that they're incompetent, that they need to be, they need to have an overseer, and they're trying to take everything their parents have away from their parents by using that type of BS. It goes
I
on
have
every
seen it.
single day. A
I
lot of
have
these
seen
kids,
it.
a lot of these adult kids are moving into the parents' home, taking the home over, putting them out into the pasture, old folks'
Yes.
homes,
Yeah.
and and spending their money, using up their money, spending their money, everything they say,
Yeah.
these kids are going after.
You're going to assisted living. You're
There
not living
is
here
there is
anymore.
so many of these wretched kids, and this is what parents are raising. They're not
Wretched.
raising
I
their
like that
children.
word wretched. That's right.
They're
Wretched.
not raising their children to respect. They're raising them to expect, and therefore you're getting no respect. And don't expect any
Amen.
in the future. If you don't raise them
Amen.
with respect,
Amen.
you know, the one thing I say about back in history, you know, like for instance the Walton family, for instance
I love the
Little
Waltons.
House on the Prairie. You
Yeah, I
know,
love that too.
these kids, if they got a candy cane for Christmas, they were ecstatic. They were so happy
Or an
to just
orange.
get a candy cane, or an orange. Yeah, an orange. They thought, wow, they hit the lotto. But I'm going to tell you something. These kids today, you can't give them enough. You cannot get these kids today throwing
Don't give them
Christmas
too
gifts.
much.
They're throwing Christmas gifts
When
across
you
the room
give them
saying,
too much,
"That
they
ain't
don't
what
have
I
anything to
wanted."
look forward to.
Did you see those kids that throw the gift across the room screaming,
Yes,
"I
I've
don't
seen it.
want it.
I
I
have
wanted
seen it.
this." You
I
know,
have seen it.
let me tell you something about Christmas. Christmas is about not knowing what you got, but respecting that somebody cared enough to get your ass anything.
Exactly.
That's
And
what
Santa
Christmas is
Claus came and
about.
my parents
It's
came
Jesus' birthday, not
and that was
ours.
it. We didn't get 50,000 things for Christmas. We got, every year we got a pajamas and a robe and some house
That's right.
shoes. Okay?
You want to
Then we
raise
got our stocking filled with oranges and apples and loose nuts and all that kind of stuff. And and then we got maybe one toy. I wanted Battleship and I wanted an 8-track, which my mother said she'd never buy, and it was there.
right?
She was always doing that stuff to me. You're not getting that. And
I'm
they
gonna
didn't be
tell
there.
you. I'll tell you, Sherry.
Just one day. We only asked for one day.
It's sad. It's sad that we live in a world so
I know.
so
Commercial.
absorbed, by materialistic stuff.
Yeah. And,
You
at
know,
my age, I'm looking around, and every time somebody comes in the door, I'm like, here, do you want this? You want
parents
that? I'm trying to simplify my life here before. I have my will done and all that stuff. I'm not crazy.
parents absolutely parents absolutely, they just want to give their kids what they didn't ever have. I
Oh,
understand
not
that.
this group.
You
Uh-uh.
know,
No.
we want to give our children a better life, but we got to be careful how we give that better life.
Don't give them
We
everything. They
can't
won't
we
have
can't give
anything
it
to hope
we can't
for.
give them a better life by spoiling them. We can't give them a better life by having them
Please, just
expect
give them,
instead of respect.
give them just 2 or 3 things for Christmas. They don't need all that crap.
Well, I'm going to
And
tell
that
you,
crap's going to end up all over your house. That's how kids are.
when you respect your parents, you love them. When
Oh,
you expect stuff,
I loved my parents.
there's only hate. There's only hate there when they don't get what they want. They don't love you. They're using you. Parents
Yeah.
really need to open their eyes up to, does your child respect and love you,
Yes.
or are they expecting and using you?
Yes.
It's
I'm
something
telling
you
you.
need to know.
I've seen it. I've seen it before.
I'm gonna tell you something. My kids start expecting instead of respecting. I tell you what, I'm gonna shun their ass like the Amish.
She's not going to give them
Straight up.
anything.
I'm all of a sudden I'm gonna become
You're going to
Amish
get a
and shun
stocking
their
full of
ass.
fruit.
No shit.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
give you a
lying.
can of pork and beans, some crackers, and some Vienna sausage. There's your Christmas.
Straight up. I'm gonna give them some crackers and cheese and push them out the door.
I'm sorry,
Tell them
PG, but
tell them see how far that takes them.
I get tickled because she made me laugh.
For real.
It's your own fault. It's your fault. I
Hey,
love to laugh anyway. It's really healthy for you.
you can put the blame on me.
I'm not putting any blame on you. I got to talk to Day Day the other night.
You got to talk to who?
Oh yeah, she was trying to beat me out of the Bible thing. She was telling me.
Who, Day Day?
Day Day was asking me where the Holy of the Holy is, and I'm like, the Holy of the Holy. That has to be
That's
God
God
in heaven.
Almighty. That's
That has to
God
be God.
Almighty. The Holy of the
That could
Holy
be.
is
That
God
must be God
Almighty.
in heaven. She said no.
What?
I said, well, and then it's Jesus who lives in my heart. She said, well, you got part of it right.
Even Jesus said,
The
"Don't bow down to
holiest
me, but
of
to
the
the Father."
holiest is in your heart, according to Day Day. But she didn't make it very clear. She just asked me where the holiest of the holy is. Well,
That's
that would
that's
be
the
God, right?
you cannot put anything before God Almighty. Even Jesus said that, right? Even
Absolutely.
Jesus told us.
He said the only way to the Father is through me.
That's right.
I know my
And
Bible.
but he
But the
told
way Day Day was doing it was so funny.
when Jesus was healing,
I
healing
was
people,
laughing.
he let them know to not bow down to him, but only to the Father in
Yes.
heaven, the one who sent him, the
Hey,
one who gave him the power to do all the things he was doing.
PG,
I
have you
mean,
seen The Chosen?
you better listen to Jesus.
Have you seen The Chosen?
No,
It's
I
free on
don't, I don't,
it's free on YouTube.
I don't,
PG,
I
I
don't
don't
get,
rec-
I don't get into a lot of those Bible movies and stuff like that because
It's just all
you know I
about
find them
Jesus.
not to be accurate. I find them not, you know, I don't find them to be accurate, and I like to just stick with, you know, I like to just stick with the King James Bible, which, you know, is very accurate um, when it comes to, you know, how we're supposed to be living for the Lord on this earth, and what we're supposed to be doing, and how we're supposed to righteously be doing it. Did you hear Don Wells tell um, at the end of um, that
Interview
interview that the McCoys and them had up there?
the what,
And
baby?
you know, oh, and those McCoys, did you know they supposedly blocked Ernie? And but
I
I
don't
mean,
know
how
anything
much credit you
about
going to give Hatfields and McCoys when they were fighting over a pig? Come on, that's what started the whole damn thing, and it went on so long they forgot what it even started over, and
my
had to go
first.
to the oldest damn one to try to figure it out, and
Well, you know
everything
what?
else. I mean,
My first
it was
cousin is
insane.
married to a McCoy girl. Yes, yeah, coal mining.
It was all about a pig, but
I know.
anyhow,
The whole fight was somebody stole somebody's pig.
mm,
And
well,
that went on 50
but
years or more.
they accused it. They accused it, and you know, and wasn't even sure it really happened because one of them might have ate it or something. I don't know, but you know, it was kind of weird. Um, but anyway, I guess they blocked Ernie, and he called him
Why
up
did
and
they
gave him a
block
real
Ernie?
talking to, and
Why'd they block Ernie?
I don't know. I have no idea. But at the end of that live, Don Wells goes and gets this book with Martha Stewart or Martha White or somebody. I don't even know. I mean, I can't ever remember that lady's name. You know, I got a photographic memory and I can't even remember that fucking woman's name because I try so hard probably not to. But anyhow,
Her name is Ellen White.
yeah,
She
okay, there it
supposedly
is.
wrote she supposedly wrote the whole entire SDA church.
Well, anyhow, I'm gonna tell you something.
Martha White, you're
Um,
killing me. Oh
right?
gosh, my stomach is killing me.
Anyway, um, for real, I can't remember her damn name. I don't want to, but
I can't help it.
he goes and gets this book, and he
I'm gonna
comes
be
and tells.
quiet.
He
I'm
has
gonna be
the
quiet.
audacity to tell these people that I gotta let Sherry get herself back together. But anyway, he tells these people as they're leaving, hey, I want to give you this book here. This book is, you know, like, is like, an extension of the Bible, the King, you know, the Old Testament and, the new, and then, you know, and then just trying to add this book onto to God's word, God's Bible. I'm like, whoa, what a moron. You're going to be in trouble. You're going to have your ass in trouble, old Donnie Wells. That book ain't no
Yeah, no,
extension to
you should
anything
have
but some
no
crazy
idols.
lady that,
Number
you
one,
know, found a
number one,
way
you
to
should have
obviously
no
take a
idols
bunch of
above me.
criminals to the cleaners.
Do you
What the
hear me?
hell?
Number one
That's just
commandment is have
insane,
no
right?
other idols before me.
I'm going to tell you something.
You broke the first commandment, Donnie boy.
You wouldn't catch me in their church. You would not catch me in that church because I'm going to tell you what, I don't go to no church that bows down to statues. I do not go to no church that writes their own books, wanting you to
And I don't go to any church that handles
read trash
snakes.
that ain't true.
I
I'm
don't
going to tell you
go to
now.
any church with snakes.
When I go walk into a church, I walk into churches that's preaching for souls. They're there preaching the word of God. They ain't preaching for money. They ain't preaching for anything except to get people down there to turn their lives around and to get into heaven and live there forever and ever with the God and Jesus Christ. That's the churches I go to. I don't go to anything else because you know what? um, Anything else is going to lead you astray. Like they said, the blind to follow the blind, they'll all fall in the ditch together.
Yeah, they're all what sheep, sheep after sheep. Get one going, everybody else will follow.
Exactly. I mean, but anyway, I came here to talk about Don Wells. I came here to talk about Rogersville, Tennessee as well. And I'm going to tell you something about um, him slipping up saying Rogersville. I kind of felt that Don was over the line. Now, I want to talk a little bit about his boss. And I probably ain't going to have time to do that tonight, but I'm coming back tomorrow night. And we're going to talk a little bit about the boss. And about, um, how much deeper this possibly could have went. And that graveyard is in Rogersville, Tennessee as well. And Don Wells said, when there was already a couple of cops inside the Ben Hill Road when Don arrived. There's two cops already in there. Matter of fact, they were already up on 110 Ben Hill Road, which Don already knew that because he was on the phone the whole time with Candace. And I do not doubt one bit if he came a little early and stopped over there at that cemetery in order to look things over before heading on around to Ben Hill Road. And there would have been no way anybody would have knew whether he was over there or not, due to the simple fact there's no cameras pointing in that direction. So would have had no idea, if Don Wells was somewhere in that vicinity a little bit earlier. I'm not talking like an hour earlier. I'm talking, 20, 30 minutes earlier inside of there. Coming out of, from his work. I wouldn't doubt one lick if Don wasn't calling law enforcement, you know, on his way into Rogersville and not from the job site.
Yeah, but remember the text. It's done from
Andy.
Andy, her drug dealer or whatever. So that was Andy
Well,
Bernard. So
Judy
he
Sue
said,
lied about a scream. Andy and Jody Sue, Don and Candace all went out looking for Dobbs the night before. I mean, they knew this was all premeditated. It was absolutely premeditated and carried out on June 15th, 2021. And, premeditation holds a longer prison sentence than something that isn't premeditated. But I think law enforcement could have charged Don and Candace, Grandis, Hunter. I think they could have charged a whole bunch of them with premeditated.
yes.
That's just my opinion. But with
And
that,
I'm sticking to it.
amen. Amen. And with that, Sherry, we're going to be going on out of here because I have a very busy day tomorrow. I'm busy, busy, busy here lately, you
Okay,
guys,
honey.
and I'm
Thank you
trying to
for
do what I can.
thank you for the opportunity to let me come and
Hey, I really enjoyed
discuss
you being
things
up
with
here.
you. And you have a very sweet chat. And I love you, PG.
Hey, I love you too, girl. And you tell Day Day, you let Day Day know we miss her out here.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, we certainly do.
I
I
never
mean,
talked to her. I never talked to her. That was just very a quick moment.
oh,
She's
well,
yeah, she's back to nursing.
yeah. I'm gonna
So
tell you. Um, it was a
she's
lot of
bringing
fun.
babies.
It was a lot of fun when she was out here. But
Yeah, she's
you know,
bringing babies into the world
that was the good old
and
days.
taking care of the mamas. That's what she's all about.
Oh, you say she's back to work?
Yeah, nursing.
Oh,
Yeah, she yeah, she takes care of babies and their mamas. So that's what she does. I think she's pretty good at it because she always has babies around her,
she
even if they're animals.
she got on at a hospital there in Tennessee.
I have no idea where she is, honey.
Oh,
She wouldn't tell me if I asked her.
well, she would have to be. That's where she lives.
Well, I don't know. She could be a traveling nurse too. I don't know. I have no clue. I
Yeah,
really,
the
I
in
would tell
home
you the truth if I
the in
knew it, but
home
I don't.
midwife thing is a big thing right now.
Is what?
The in home midwives. They're a big thing right now. Like, you
Oh,
can have your
okay.
child
Yeah,
at home. You don't even
I
have to go
know.
to the hospital.
I think women should squat when they have babies instead of lying horizontally. It's much easier. Gravity helps bring the baby out if you're squatting.
I think that it's best to go to the hospital and just have them there in case anything
Well,
goes
you can
wrong.
do it there squatting too. They have special places.
Yeah, I don't know about all of that. Um,
Well, it's just going with gravity instead of just gravity. Okay, I've enjoyed my time here with you.
hey, I enjoy
All
time
right,
with you too,
all
Sherry.
right. Love you. I'll be back sometime. How
Love you
about that?
too, girl. Absolutely.
Bye, babe.
Bye bye. All right, you guys. PG's got to get out of here as well. And I appreciate each and every one of you being here tonight, supporting Summer, hanging in here. A lot going on in her case right now. Whole lot going on in her case. A lot more new stuff coming out. Some really weird things, right? Some really weird stuff. Um, this case is just full of surprises. It's full of surprises. Right when you think you know everything, you find out there's a whole hell of a lot you don't, and it's more to add to the puzzle, and but it gets us closer. It gets us closer and closer, to getting justice for Summer, and we thank God for that. We thank God for that. You know, um, God is amazing. He's amazing. And like those people said, they were in Tennessee on something totally different than Summer, but they decided to pop up on that hill and get the wells talking, and we learned a whole lot more than we knew before, right? And and that's what God does. You know, I think that it gave us an opportunity to observe, you know, um, the wells and to see their mind frame and basically where they were going with all of this, and how they was um, coping, how they were coping with the graveyard situation and everything, and we found out they weren't coping very well at all. Matter of fact, Candace literally broke down and had a fit, right? She broke down and had a real fit on us. And I thought to myself, hold on, you guys, my baby. You can hear my baby in the background. I got to take a look at it. Okay, you guys. Mama's got to go. So I'll meet up with you guys again, hopefully tomorrow, God willing. We'll meet up here again tomorrow, talk about some more of this. Good night, everybody. God bless. Much love. Keep those prayers going up for Summer. Keep them going up for all the missing kids, and keep them going up for one another. Good night.